Hello everyone. How are you doing? And I'm so excited to be here and sharing this video with you guys. Like you all know, my name is Vivian, and like I always say, welcome back to my channel, Talk with Viv. And in this video, which is the second video, in our How to Study Fashion Design in Nigeria series, we're going to be talking about fashion types and career opportunities or career options for fashion designers in Nigeria. Or let me just say, viable career options for fashion designers in Nigeria. There are so many career options in fashion design. Like, fashion design is so wide, but I narrowed it down to a few career options. Not few, there are many, and I picked only the ones that can work here in Nigeria, because the Nigerian fashion industry is different and has its own peculiarities. It's very, very different from the fashion industry in the West. So some fashion career options will not work for us here in Nigeria. So I did not include those. I only included those that you need to be interested in as a fashion design student here in Nigeria. Now, that doesn't mean that I am limiting your scope, or I'm not teaching you to spread your wings and fly and aim for maybe going abroad to work as a fashion designer. Oh, please, you can go ahead and do that. But all of these fashion options that I'm going to be telling you about, they are also high money earning career options abroad too. And you can also many of them, you can actually freelance them as services to brands abroad as a freelancer here in Nigeria. So I really did you guys good with this one. And so we're going to talk about fashion types and viable career options for fashion designers here in Nigeria, for fashion designers in Nigeria or Nigerian fashion designers. So, our last video talked about questions you need to ask yourself and things you need to check through before you decide to study fashion design. Now, if you have done that and asked yourself all the questions, or if this is your first time on my channel listening to me or watching my video, you can go and watch that video after this one, so you can understand what I'm talking about. And if you have watched it and you have asked yourself those questions, you already know why you want to study fashion design. So I feel it's safe that the next thing we need to do is talk about the career options, so you can know what you're getting into, so you can know what you can do. I mean, after all, one of the questions I asked you in the previous video was you need to think, what attracted me to fashion? What do I love about fashion? Now, if you have realized what you love about fashion, I think it is safe and it is sensible and practical for me to let you know if that thing you love about fashion can be used to make money, and good money. Money is different from money. Money is different from money. Oh, so let's get into it. Yeah, so we're going to continue the video, but before we go into the video proper, I'm here to ask you all to not forget to give me a like by clicking on the like or thumbs up button that you can see in front of you. And actually, giving me a like is free. You're not paying zero kobo, you're not paying zero naira, you're paying nothing. It's free. And you'll be doing a lot of good by clicking on the like button, because the more the likes, the more people can see this video and gain the knowledge that you are going to gain. I mean, imagine, while I was studying fashion, I never had anybody, or after all my search on YouTube on how fashion design is going to be here in Nigeria and how I can make it and begin my slow but sure journey, I had nobody that was actually studying in Nigeria talk about it. And I'll look for videos and I'll only see people talking about how to study it abroad and how to get abroad and how to work abroad. It was always Western content. There was nobody I could relate to. So I only ended up watching Zoe Hong's illustration video, which is how I fell in love with illustration the more. You can help other people to come across this video. So keep leaving those thumbs up, keep leaving the like. So the more you like, when somebody types how to study fashion design in Nigeria, guess what? This video pops up and you're helping somebody gain knowledge. So the next thing I would like to ask you to do is to don't forget to subscribe. Please click on the subscribe button and the subscription. Please subscribe. It will make me know that you appreciate and love what I am doing. And for your own good, after subscribing, I'm sure you want to see more of this bubbly personality, this lovely face, and you want to hear more of my content and know better about how to be a fashion designer in Nigeria. Imagine subscribing and then you don't get to see my videos because it doesn't show on your feed. You don't get post notifications. Do yourself good and click on the bell button, so anytime I drop content, I drop videos, you are the first to get them. And don't forget to share this video to your friends because they'll need it. We're going to go straight into the video now, and we're going to be talking first about the fashion types that we have. Now, we have like 5 or 6 fashion types. So, number 1 on our list is haute couture, and I really hope I'm pronouncing that right. Haute couture fashion is a fashion that serves high-end and unique clothing design. They are done with the perfect and highest fabric qualities. The fabric are always handcrafted and the designs are handcrafted and of intricate designs, one of a kind. Now, haute couture designers only cater to a small clientele, only a small number of people. They make one in a lifetime pieces, art pieces, and art pieces, art apparels and accessories. And then these outfits are always curated. What it means is that haute couture designers make outfits, they make limited edition outfits. They can only make maybe 1 or 2 pieces of any outfit they're going to be creating at a time. It is like art, expressing art. So even when they're sending it out on the runway or doing it for a celebrity, which is what most of them do, they don't just cater to anybody, they do it for celebrities or big names or to show on the runway. It's only 1 piece they make. So if you want to get it, you really have to pay a high amount of money for it. And then after wearing it most times, it's not your own. You only wear it on rent, and you wear it to they wear it to events like maybe big ball events, the Emmys, the big the Met Gala, events like that. And then when you're done, these outfits are returned to the fashion designer, who then keeps them in their own fashion or art gallery, or sometimes they go to the museum. One catch about haute couture is that we, my dear Nigerians, cannot label ourselves haute couture designers. We can be couture designers, African couture designers, but the thing is, the haute in the haute couture can only be added to your couturier if you have been given a designation by the French government to be a haute couture designer, period. So when we have artists, fashion designers are also artists. When we have fashion designers that create wonderful pieces, avant-garde pieces, artistic pieces that expresses creativity and stories and beautiful things, we call them couture designers because it has their own thing. But our thing is not haute couture. We have couture, we have avant-garde design, but our thing is not haute couture. So we're going to move on to number two. We have luxury fashion brands. Luxury fashion is just what it means, luxury. Now, luxury fashion is similar to, but not haute couture. It's only similar because number 1, the designs are always, intricate and difficult to produce too. Number 2, it also comes to a limited edition. And number 3, they're made with highest quality of fabrics or garment, and yes, of fabrics. But that is where the similarity ends. The similarity is actually what makes it different. If the luxury fashion, yes, it comes to a limited edition, but whereas then haute couture can only make 1 or 2 pieces, luxury will give you like 50 or 100. So the richest, most connected, and fastest to reach 50 or 100 to pay for it are those who get it. We have examples like the Birkin bags and some of those Coco Chanel bags, and they can never be reproduced again. So you can only have the oldies, and then if you want to resell, so they are of high qualities, and they don't go bad for a very long time. Like once you keep them, they're good. They actually increase in value. Number 2, they are made of high quality fabrics, but you can also get the fabrics if you actually look for them. If you find them, you can get imitation of them, and sometimes the real thing. And then it is pricey because it is limited edition, and it is also only made for the high-end clients, top of the game, the rich ones. Okay, so many of those buying this luxury, sometimes they're fake, we already know. And I'm going to give you examples of luxury fashion brands. We have Dior, we have Gucci, we have Chanel, foreign brands. And here in Nigeria, we have We have My Atafo. We have Deola Sago. You know, Deola Sago actually does beautiful couture pieces. She makes her own ashoki. She makes her own ashoki. You can never find the kind of ashoki she uses for her brides anywhere else. Like she produces it. So I'll say she's a couture designer and also a luxury fashion brand. So yeah, and most times, because fashion houses, they diversify. Why? Because diversification is the key to making more money. So most haute couture designers are also luxury fashion brands. So for luxury fashion brands here in Nigeria, we have Adebakari, we have Lanre da Silva, the L and R's. I almost got mixed up there. Lanre da Silva, we have Orange Culture by Adebayo Okelawal. I love Orange Culture. You guys need to go and check these brands on Instagram. We have Deola Sagro, like I mentioned before, we have My Atafo. So that's number 2 on Fashion Type. Number 3, we have ready-to-wear brands. We already know what ready-to-wear. Everybody knows what ready-to-wear is. It means mass production of designs in standardized sizes. So, we have ready-to-wear styles, these designs made, and they're very easy to produce, and the production are not so expensive. So ready-to-wear are not always very expensive unless they're made with particularly high quality fabrics. Mass production of designs is standardized sizes. So they come in size 6, size 8, size 10, size 12, size 14. We already understand the catch. We have a lot of ready-to-wear brands. And the same brands that do haute couture and luxury also do ready-to-wear fashion. I'm talking about foreign brands. So we still have Dior, we still have Gucci, we still have Coco Chanel, we still have Tom Ford, we have Balenciaga doing ready to wear. And here in Nigeria, we have Atafo Official, also by My Atafo, they do ready to wear too. We have Clan, I love them. We have Orange Culture too, they do wonderful ready to wear pieces. So that's number 3 for you. Number 4, we have economy fashion. Economy fashion is just what it sounds. Being economical. It's cheap. They're nice designs, but they're made for cheap purchase. You're not looking to spend so much money. So yeah, they're cheap. And for things to be cheap, they're always of lesser quality. So they're made with lesser quality materials and fabrics. And that is what makes economy fashion not really the best thing, because they do not last, and then you end up throwing them out and they become more trash for the environment. So economic fashion is not really good for the environment, and the fashion industry have been trying to stamp out economic fashion. Make outfits with good fabric, so that once the owner of the outfit doesn't want to use it anymore, they can give it out or resell, and then the brand can use it to make more outfits. So now economic fashion is like this. Imagine a ready-to-wear brand that makes a design in wonderful quality fabrics and they sell. It's going to last. You can wear it for years. But imagine them being done in Ankara fabrics of like 1.5 or 2.5 for 6 years. Imagine they will fade. They will quickly fade, and you want to throw it out when you see it. So that is what economic fashion is all about. And then that is that for number 4. So quick one, might I add, before we move on to number 5, is that luxury fashion, which I talked about, which is number 2, is also known as bespoke fashion here in Nigeria. We call them the same thing, but it's actually luxury fashion, because yeah, they can repeat the styles, and they're made from beautiful fabrics, luxurious fabrics, and they're expensive, and not everybody can afford them. So yeah, we can also classify luxury fashion and bespoke fashion together. So in case you're hearing bespoke, and you're like, oh, she didn't mention it in this video. Yeah, it's the same. So for number 5, yay, we're gonna get it to the end. Number 5 is fast fashion. Now, fast fashion got very popular during the pandemic, COVID-19. I mean, do you know all these styles that you see online now, that the front will have fabric, and then when they turn to the back, you only see string, and all this fabric that came out after COVID, where you pull ruched outfits, this slicky outfit. So it came out during the pandemic, when somebody was like bored and wanted to, do creative things with fashion, and it's like, you know what? I can't go through all this cutting and drafting and conquer stuff. So let me just go through the easy way. That's fast fashion for you. It's beautiful, and it's fast fashion is styles and wonderful ready-to-wear styles, but they are being tweaked and redesigned, and then they're manufactured for large audience. So it's easy to produce fast fashion very fast, and it is fast, like I said. It's just very fast, something you can just throw on, easy wears. I hope you understand what fast fashion is. All this your new styles, or sometimes when you see online things like what Fashion Nova sells, and some things that you see on some websites and you're like, can somebody actually wear this one? Like, can somebody really rock this one? Yeah, that's fast fashion. So we're just going to go into number 6 straight, and that is sports fashion. Yeah, sports fashion is all about, like you already heard, sport wear. So we have Nike, we have Adidas, we have that's the two I can really remember now. Nike and Adidas, the most popular. So yeah, that's sports fashion for you, creating outfits for sporting activity. So now we have 8 fashion types. The 6 fashion types I gave it to you. So let's move straight to the viable career options for fashion designers in Nigeria. So I'm back, and before we move further into this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the post notification button. That is the bell button that you can see beside the subscribe button. Still, you're gonna be doing me and us all a big favor when you do that. So then we're gonna move into the next part of this video, which is the viable career options for fashion designers in Nigeria 2023. So number 1, fashion designer. And I'm sure you'll be like, we're talking about fashion designer, which one is fashion designer again? Yeah, actually, fashion design is the term used to, talk about fashion industry. Yeah. So, okay, let me just say, okay, the viable career options in the fashion industry for fashion designers in Nigeria 2023. So number 1 is fashion design. Now, I'm going to tell you that fashion designers are the brain and the boss that puts all the different things that create outfits or an outfit together for a brand. So now, most brands that you see, they have the owner, the creative director, the CEO, whatever, but most times they have teams headed by fashion designer or production managers. Now, fashion designers are the ones that come together and say, okay, we have orders, or we have an inspiration. So this person, that person, this is what we're doing. This is how we're going to do it. And a fashion designer is the one who leads other people to make sure that an outfit comes out right. So, and yes, fashion design is actually a job title, but sometimes, when the ads are put out for these jobs, they come as maybe creative assistants, they come as production manager, they come as they come in different titles, but it's still fashion designer job. So, and yes, it is a very high paying job right now. Like, many brands are really, like, owners of many brands are being ready to take a step back from the brand and see, can this fashion brand that I own run without me? So sometimes you have like up to 3 or 2 production managers acting as the creative director in a fashion house. So you can hone your skills, and as a fashion designer, you need to have a basic knowledge of everything that makes up an outfit. You need to have a good knowledge about pattern drafting, about cutting, about being able to finish properly, about being able to couple outfits. So you need to know everything about fashion design if you want to be a fashion designer or work as a fashion designer. Now, the only thing about fashion designer here, about being a fashion designer here in Nigeria, is that you don't get the glory, right? You only get the glory behind the scenes, but nobody knows it's you that's doing the work. Whereas in the West, you have houses like big houses like Chanel and Gucci and Balenciaga, Tom Ford, all that and that. When they present their runway designs, the person who designed the outfit comes out. Now, the person who designed the outfit might not be the owner of the brand or the CEO of the brand, might be the family members of the original owner of the brand. We don't die 10 years ago. So you guys, and maybe they don't know anything about fashion, but they will hire a fashion designer to work for their brand. And Nigerian brand owners are also doing it. Many people don't know anything about fashion design, but they want to, they're interested in fashion, they want to have a fashion brand. So they employ people who can actually run a fashion brand. That is where you come in as a fashion designer. It pays well, girls, guys, so whoever you are watching this video, it pays well being a fashion designer for brand. Number 2 viable career options here in Nigeria is being a textile designer. Yes, it's just what it says. You're like, which one is fashion design and textile design again? Yeah, textile designing is different from fashion design. Textile is what it is. You see, fashion is the fashion, the outfits, all everything about fashion. While textile is about the fabric. Yeah, so we have people that design your fabrics, and the only downside is that textile design in Nigeria isn't really as, isn't a big industry like it used to be. Before, we used to have a lot of textile designers, textile industries, and giant manufacturers in Nigeria. But Nigeria is not a conducive place. Oh God, Nigeria has scattered my English. Nigeria is not a conducive place for manufacturers right now. People are closing up. Daviva, one of the biggest fabric designers and manufacturer in Nigeria and in Africa, have been closing up their stores. I'm in Ibadan, and the people have been closing up their store. We only have one store right now in Ibadan, and because it's so expensive to run the business, even in the north where we used to have like big textile manufacturers, we don't see them anymore. But and the thing is, students go to school and they learn textile. Actually, textile design is a course in Nigeria. Like, people go for it, and most times when you're done, what they end up doing is being flock and flex banners designers. People who put Jesus is Lord on the back of t-shirts. Now, I'm not saying it's not a good business. It's good business. It brings them loads of money. Like, do you know how many people do that on t-shirts? Do you know how many people do stuff like that, print things on fabrics? It's a good business. But the thing is, these children go to school. These people go to school. They spend money. Look, I did my end in Polytechnic Ibadan, and for the HND, we're giving options. Either do textile design, or you further as a fashion designer, or you branch out into other things, graphic design and this and this. And many people in the fashion section went ahead into the textile design. And goodness gracious, these people spend money. They spend money making their looms. They learn how to loom fabrics, how to build up fabrics, how to make fabrics. Then learn how to do tie and dye, ashoke, batik. And at the end of the day, they cannot even do it because there is no industry for them to thrive. So, textile design is, I'm going to give it a 50-50 thing here in Nigeria. I gave fashion design a pass mark, like thumbs up too. But textile design, look, if you want to be a textile designer, just go to one of these local villages and learn from all these beautiful mothers. Let them teach you, and then you can set up your own shop. So you don't just waste money. Don't waste money in institution. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Except if you have hopes of traveling abroad and working in the textile industry. But it's stress, so I don't think I can do textile design. But if you love it, please go ahead. You get to learn how to create designs, on textile. Number 3, please, let's move on. Fashion illustration. Now, I'm smiling when I'm saying it. I work as a fashion designer for one of Ibadan big fashion brand here, and Tiwa the Tailor fashion brand. I'm a creative assistant, and I manage the day-to-day activities and the production. But fashion illustration has been my love ever since I fell across Zoe Hong's YouTube channel. Zoe Hong, I'm going to leave a link to our YouTube video, to our YouTube channel in the description box. Like, this woman is so good. She teaches fashion illustration better than any fashion illustration teacher I've ever met or known, or made me fall in love with fashion illustration. So fashion illustration is about this putting ideas, fashion, themes, bringing themes and bringing ideas, and then putting them on paper with, maybe by sketching it or by painting it out, or by doing it on the system using crayons, it's just about art. So you need to be a good artist to be a fashion illustrator. So, and look, for fashion illustration, I'll just say that here in Nigeria, I also give it a 50-50 for here in Nigeria. But if you're looking at being a freelancer, you can freelance for foreign brands. It's a must process in their design. It's a must in their design process before they make any outfit. But here in Nigeria, we can make do without it. Even though now some bespoke brands and luxury brands are already looking at it, because some people want wonderful outfits as we're having more red carpet events and galas. Celebrities want to look different and wear what has never been worn before. So we have a lot of people that are actually doing new sketches, and they actually employ people that can actually do sketch. Now, you can only work as a freelancer. Now, in the West, they employ fashion illustrators too as in-house illustrator. You wake up early in the morning, you go there to work, and you're illustrating and sketching designs. But we can't do it here because it's actually going to be expensive for these fashion brands to run. So they work with freelance artists. Now, the only thing I don't like about the practice of fashion illustration here in Nigeria is that many people have abused it. You see a lot of apps being thrown around, and you see non-artists, people who don't even know what it is to draw, people who don't understand the human body, just bringing out anything. You see apps that let you just do any color of or any bring any extravagant designs that when you think about it, when you're trying to couple them after cutting, it can't work. It can't work. They just do it on a body form that they don't even understand how it works, and then they cut out somebody's head and put on top. It annoys me. It really does annoy me. But you know, fashion illustration is a good thing too. It's a 50-50 thing. So it's just like being an artist. You know, people think artists are crazy. They think they're jobless people. So most people are going to think you're jobless. They're going to think you're poor. They're going to think you're crazy. But you know what? It's all about your passion. So follow your dream, follow your passion, work hard on it, and make plenty money. And I'm going to give you an example of, in fact, examples of fashion illustrators from Nigeria, in Nigeria, that are doing good. Have you ever heard of Additional Assisi? Please check her on Instagram. This Ola, like, she's doing good. And guess what? She's from Ibadan. Yoruba girl, humble Yoruba woman. Sorry, not girl. Mind my manners. Humble Yoruba woman, doing great things, working with big brands, working with Vogue. Vogue! The Vogue! As an illustrator. Yes, that is Adesola Lasisi. And then we have Obinna Omero, wonderful illustrator. And then we have our own Salafric here in Nigeria. I'm sure you can browse on him. His name is Salafric on Instagram. In fact, I'm going to leave his link to Instagram so you can go and check out the illustration and know if you're wowed by it. And don't forget, I'm also going to leave Zoe Horn's link so you can learn more about illustration and see if you want to do it. That's number 3 career option for fashion designers here in Nigeria. So I'm back here again with number 4 viable career options for fashion designers in Nigeria. So number 4, we have pattern drafters. Now I'm also a pattern drafter. Now pattern drafting is all about transferring measurements and looking at the idea that a sketch artist or your designer has in mind and transferring it to paper, cutting it out first on the paper, how it should be like on the body, making a block, and then that is what you will use to now cut the fabric. Now pattern drafters, like, they're making big money in the industry. I'm proud to be a pattern drafter. Pattern drafters are very important, especially for ready-to-wear brands, because ready-to-wear brands make large number of outfits of the same styles at once in the same size. So they need people to create patterns for them that they can continually use and continually make little adjustments to for other sizes. Do you understand? So if you're interested in cutting, if you love cutting and then piecing together to make an outfit, you can go into pattern drafting. Or if you started learning fashion design already and you found out that you prefer cutting to actually sewing, like me, yeah, like I was saying, for you to be a pattern drafter, you need to actually study well for it, be good at mathematics, and be very, very meticulous. You need to be meticulous with your calculations, and you need to be careful so that whatever you're drafting on pattern, on paper, when it's replicated on a fabric, it is going to turn out nice. Now, pattern drafters they're cashing out cool because people are really using them, especially luxury fashion brands. Bespoke fashion brands, they really use pattern drafters a lot. Even ready-to-wear fashion brands, they use them. And you know, if you're not going to be a pattern drafter, you can also be a cutter, because in big fashion brands that work a lot, we have some people who only cut, and then grade their patterns, grade down or grade up. You're going to learn more about pattern drafting on this channel as we continue. So number 5 career option that is very valuable and pays well in Nigeria is styling or stylist. Yeah, I know you've heard about people talking about so stylists. So stylists are people that direct how somebody, a celebrity or a look should go. They're the one that tells you or anybody what to wear, what not to wear, what goes with this outfit, what doesn't go with this outfit, what outfit goes for this kind of event, what you shouldn't wear to this kind of event, what shoes go for what doesn't go for what. That's what stylists do. They direct photo shoots, like outfits for photo shoots. So if you want a family photo shoot and you're looking, oh, how can I coordinate this thing? How will I get outfit that will match? How will I get something? Or you want to do a fashion shoot for your brand and you don't know how to go about it, you call a stylist and they're going to help you put together, help you get shoes, help you get a makeup artist who is going to give the look that should go for the theme of whatever your fashion show or your fashion shoot is going to be about. They're going to help you get and put it together so it is going to convey whatever message you're trying to do. That is what a fashion stylist job is all about. Now we have very, very notable fashion stylists here in Nigeria. We have Medlin Boss. You should have heard about her. She styles majority of the celebrities that we see their crazy, beautiful, artistically put together outfits on the gram. Medlin Boss, go and check my about her. That's her name on Instagram. We have Swanky Jerry, a very talented stylist too. And we have Yolanda Okereke. Now, did you watch Blood Sisters, the Netflix Blood Sisters? Yeah, Yolanda styled the cast, the female cast on the set. And I think Yolanda is a very great fashion stylist because she really conveyed every character's personality with their fabric. Kitentious outfits spoke about who she was in the outfit. She was a grand dame, the queen of it all, and her outfit spoke about it. So also being also being a fashion stylist, you can also be a personal stylist to celebrities or people. So in case, even though it's not now, fashion stylist is a very, I have mentioned big people who do fashion styling, so it's a very viable option. Like, you're going to be making cool cash, especially if you know your onions and you know what you're doing. So if you do not want to be, or if you have people who call you, can be a personal stylist to people. Like, you're only working with one person or maybe two persons at a time. You don't style everybody, but it doesn't work here in Nigeria, so just stick to stylists. So the next viable career options for fashion designers in Nigeria is fashion writing. Now, fashion writing is exactly what it means: writing about fashion, writing fashion articles, fashion blogs. Now, this career, if you want to chop with this career, you have to be able to go on Upwork and work hard. Like, because if you're relying only on fashion magazines here in Nigeria, it might be hard for you to get a lot of gigs, and because we really don't focus on writing fashion blogs, like educative fashion blogs. And we don't do that here. We have fashion magazines in Nigeria. We have Genevieve, we have Mode, we have Bella Niger, we have this style, we have Vanguard style or Vanguard fashion, like that. Yeah, but they don't put up educative blogs. Yes, they do fashion interview with fashion artists, fashion stylists, fashion designers, but it's just interview. But we need, like, for writing, if you want to be a fashion writer, you have to work with foreign brands. So I'm not going to tell you that fashion writing is a very big deal here in Nigeria. It's not if you want to write a little blog articles for fashion magazines here in Nigeria, yeah, you can go ahead. We don't have a lot of fashion magazines, right? If you love writing everything about fashion, you like giving people advice on fashion, it's not about fashion blogging, it's about writing for fashion magazines, writing articles for them. Now, if we were Westerners, foreigners, it would really pay because they are really deep into fashion magazines and stuff like that. But here, no, it's not a big deal. So it's not something that I'm going to say like it's very, very big, a very, very big career option for you in Nigeria. But you can work on it if it's what you are, because it's never, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Some people will tell you can't do something, and then you become the first person to actually do it, and others follow your footsteps. So now I have given you 7 career options, 7 viable career options for fashion designers here in Nigeria. I've tried right now and I can't go further. That's why I said this video is going to be in 2 parts. So this is part 1. Now we're going to continue part 2 by me talking about the other viable career options for fashion designers in Nigeria. Like I told you, we have a lot. Imagine, I've listed that 7, plenty, big money, and yet we're not done. So I'm going to be uploading the next video, and it's going to be about the remaining career options. Like, there are loads. I have like up to 19 or 18 for you, and you're making cool cash from them. Now, for career options, what I'm just giving you, these career options are for you in case you have something that you love more. Because when you're doing something and you don't love an aspect of it, that aspect can make you lose interest, and you're like, oh, it's too stressful, this is something I like. But if you're able to find out what you like and you get good at it and you're making money from it, you really enjoy. So you're making money and you're having fun while at it. That is all that I'm trying to do for you, to let you know. So once we do the next part 2 and I upload it, we're going to be talking about the body shaming series. We're going to be doing a video on the body shaming series, and it's going to be a deep topic. Yes, so stay tuned and expect my next video. Thank you so much for staying with me till this time. I'm so grateful, and I hope the video is not too long. I'm trying not to make it too long. So till next time, do not forget to like, subscribe, and put on your post notification. Until next time, adios.